quick check. Everybody can hear me on here because it's been a while since I've done a live stream. So give me a thumbs up in the chat. I think we're good because I tested this earlier. All right, cool. I'm gonna take the headphones off because I hate wearing them during this whole process. So happy fall, everyone. Cheers. Drinking some DKN. That's the only thing I got on tap right now. So I actually have quite a bit of it. So, anyways, normally when I brew this pumpkin beer, I brew with full base grain setup with 20 pounds of grain for this 10-gallon batch, and then I have a bunch of specialty grains on that. So right now I got some water recirculating because we're actually not calling this strike water today. This is just going to be our steeping water. So I'm kind of doing a mini mash today. So um, we will be using our hop spider, of course. I am using a claw hammer supply system pretty much like I always do. I'm going to use a grain basket, of course, to put the specialty grains that I have ground up in here. There's about 6 pounds of specialty grains here that I got in here, and I put about 10 gallons of water. So we're ready to go ahead and mash this, or I should say, steep this, mini mash terms. We're sitting at about 152 degrees for steeping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the recirc on this. I'm going to switch the camera over and get this going. And then we can talk a little more while this thing steeps for about 20 or 25 minutes or so is all we're going to do for the steeping. And then also, before I do this, I don't know, a while back I did a video on about all this free beer ingredients I got because uh, Austin Homebrew Supply screwed up and sent me a bunch of stuff that wasn't mine. But they don't take it back. It's kind of like food, once it goes out the door, they don't take it back. But anyhow, I have a bunch of this liquid malt extract, and it's been sitting in my fridge for quite some time because I didn't want it to go bad, so I've been keeping it refrigerated. It's actually very warm now, so I should be able to pour it right out of these containers. But yeah, we're going to do a malt extract base in this one this time instead of using some two-row. And I did the math. For every pound of grain, you use 0.7 pound of malt extract. So that's what we're going to do. I did the math already, and that comes out to about 15-ish pounds of malt extract, and that's what we're going to do. So let's switch the camera real quick. Let me check the chat, make sure I'm not ignoring anyone as well. Hey, Limited, what's going on, man? Very nice Marzen. Yeah, I was going to do a Marzen. I always want to do a Marzen, and I never get around to doing them. And then when I do a Marzen, it's like after the fact, right? Like it's Oktoberfest is come and gone, right? So, but I always end up doing them sometimes. Hey, Lance, welcome to the live stream. Awesome, man. Yeah, I'm drinking down this Dropkick Nate beer I did a while back. It's been sitting in the keg for a couple of months now, and it's very grassy, very earthy, um, very different type of beer. A lot of Galaxy hops and Eldorado and stuff in it. So, but yeah, let's get this going. I'm gonna kill the recirc pump and the heater because I don't want it just heating unevenly while I do this. So, let's see, take the top off here. Also, I forgot to mention one other thing, and I'll just show you. I bought some pie pumpkins from Costco, and I kind of messed up because I bought some pie pumpkins too early, like maybe a week and a half ago, and they spoiled and went bad, and and so I ended up having to go and get some more today, and that was a waste of money, but whatever. Just water under the bridge. I'm not going to worry about it. But for the mash, we are going to put in um, some pumpkin puree that I made from baking the pumpkins in the oven for about an hour at 400 degrees. The skins of the pumpkin just came right off, and then I kind of mashed it up a little bit, so it's ready to go in this mini mash, if you will. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the grains in to steep. There's about 10 gallons of water I got in this I should say kettle. Just wanted to get them really well soaked. So I'll show y'all this here in a second with the webcam. Just don't have to stir this much. I mean, it's a lot of water to grain ratio here. All right, let's get the pumpkin in there real quick. Wonder if I can move this camera over to show y'all, but that's what we got going on so far. I just kind of, you know, dump the grains in there. I need to get a little kettle clamp, or maybe I can use this ring. Let's see if I can get creative here, or maybe not. I need to find a way to do this better so y'all can actually see in the kettle. And that's terrible. That's awful. So, anyways, I'm gonna put this back up. I will figure out a nice way to do a better kettle cam than this. Like I said, this is only like my third live stream brewing beer. I usually just video it and then throw it on the internet and you guys watch it, you know. So if I can get the pumpkin puree, it's already still nice and warm actually from when I did this earlier, a couple of hours ago. I baked it. But yeah, a little bit different color than what you see in the cans. You know, we usually see the oranger it's a little oranger in the cans than this, but this is straight up pie pumpkin puree that I made. So we're gonna just put this in with the grains. I may try this beer in the future without any pumpkin at all, to see if it really matters. Because I've always made it with pumpkin, and it's always turned out really good. And it goes down quick because we drink the heck out of it in the fall. But yeah, I don't know. I may try it without pumpkin one day in the off season or something. Just a little small 1 gallon batch, trial batch. See if it matters. If I know a lot of people don't even bother with the pumpkin because they swear that it's just the spices that kind of give you that fall pumpkin profile. So let me stir this in real quick. After we get this stirred in real good, I will chat with y'all because we're gonna let this steep per se. I will go ahead and recirc the wort just because, or the mini mash wort, I should say. I'll just go ahead and let it recirc anyways, just to kind of evenly distribute the heat. All the flavor profile builds here. Little stringy pumpkin bits on my spatula. But yeah, let me get that going real quick, y'all, and I will chat with you. All right, let me turn that on. Turn the heater back on. Turn the pump back on. Let that guy kind of do its thing. Nice little rain shower in there. Now I don't use this. I don't use this kit very often at all. Um, as far as like full capacity goes, I usually do 5 gallon batches. But when I was buying the systems, all these beer brewing systems are so expensive now. So I didn't want to. Now I got a nice color on that already. Sorry if my ADD catches up with me here, chasing rabbits. But um, they cost so much money that I was like, well, I hardly ever will brew 10 gallon batches of beer, but when I do, I want the option there. And then I started doing a lot of videos here, and started talking to the clawhammer guys a bit, and then they offered me their 10 gallon system um, to demo, and then of course now I have the 10 gallon and the 20, and I will be doing a video hopefully soon, just converting this 10 gallon stovetop system to a full electric setup, because right now this 10 gallon one down here, which I'll pull up real quick while we're talking about it. It comes with, I mean, it's the same idea. It's 10 gallon kettle, or 10 gallon kettle, because that's a 20 gallon kettle behind me. But it comes with all the same stuff, like the basket, the clamp, the clips to hold the basket when you're draining, and lid, kettle, spouts. But it does one thing different is it comes with a temperature thermometer instead. But whenever I do convert it, I'll put a thermo well there. and yeah, and then kind of convert it over, add the heating element, etc. Pretty straightforward design change. So let's get to some chat here, see what's going on. All right, hey, what's up, Brian? Thrash Life. I ain't talked to you in a hot minute, man. So what else is going on? Brewing Live is fun, man, and I'm hoping this one ain't gonna go near as long as last year's because I'm doing a mini mash on this one. So it's like 20 minutes, and then we put the extract in there, throw in some hops, sugar, spice, and then we're done with this bad boy. So, and I'm not going to bore anyone with the. Well, I don't know. We'll see how time looks, but I'm not going to keep everybody on here for 5 hours. Not like last time. Unless you want to hang out, then I'll chat with you. Yeah. Okay, let me read. See here. Limited. I don't know. I covered it just a minute ago, and I probably already answered your question. This is a 10-gallon batch I'm making. I'm gonna split it between two 5-gallon fermenters, like I did last year. And a funny thing about that was when I did that, I had to top up one of the fermenters because I actually ended up a little short, so I had to top it up with a little water. And the ABVs were different. Like one was like 9.1%, and the other one was I think 8.7 or something. They were very hot beers. Um, they came out hotter for some reason than times before. I didn't care. It was still pretty good. Squirrel. Yes, squirrel. Graveyard grog, man. I was just thinking about you, dude, today. I was actually going to ping you and see how you've been doing because I haven't talked to you in a while. But I have been using your Plex server quite a bit lately. And you got an Anvil Foundry 10-gallon, and you absolutely love it. Yeah, the claw hammer system is pricey. Um, I've looked at Anvil Foundry stuff before too, the fermenter on the fermenter side, because I was looking at, you know, I kind of go back and forth on whether I want like a fermenter that allows me to dump trub and all that, kind of like the catalyst fermenter was. One problem I have with the catalyst is like it's kind of big, like width wise, and then the way it dumped, like you had to keep changing the jars out and everything. And I'd rather just have like a valve at the bottom that you just dump out the trub every time without changing these jars and everything. Not that I don't think the Up Catalyst was kind of a cool concept, and I did pay full price for the thing, like pre-order wise back in the day. And then of course that got their attention, and then they emailed me and then they wanted me to demo some things, and I did do that for them. But I was an early adopter of the Catalyst when it first came out. It was kind of like a cool middle ground trube dumper fermenter. And let's see. Mini Monster Mash. Yeah, technically it is a mini Monster Mash, given the theme, right? I didn't. This is the second year I've done a live stream. Like before, I've gotten kind of creative juices going and just kind of make it a creepy video. And I did that with a couple of videos, tried to make them stupid, silly, creepy. And I might do that next year. This year, I'm just not. Man, I'll tell you what. This whole year, I just have not been in the video making mode. I just haven't been in the video making mode. I got promoted at my job, not and been dealing with some things with just managing a lot of things that I work on at night sometimes here and there. But then, man, just by the end of the day, my brain's fried. I'm tired. And then the kids are getting bigger, doing more with the kids. And yeah, and then my 7-year-old wants to be in the videos now. Like if she sees me put on this shirt, she sees me put this shirt on, man, she wants to be in the video. So 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 now I got to think of ways to cleverly incorporate her. But I want to get back to. I was just looking at. I know my wife might be watching, but I've I've been looking at offsets again. But I don't want to pay full price for one, right? I just want to find one that somebody just is dumping off, just doesn't want it. So I'm looking for like the fire sale price on Facebook Marketplace. So I want to do some stick burner videos, like some old, just classic, old school. barbecue offset smoker videos. Um, Great Pumpkin. Watched that yesterday, or started to. You're still pissed at Craft the Brew. Yeah, I know you're mad about the fermenter thing. Or not the fermenter, the catalyst. Not the catalyst. The hell's this thing called? The stasis glycol chiller. Yeah, they're not this it's not coming back, man. At this point, those guys are not gonna bring that thing back. They leave my emails unanswered, messages unanswered, because I don't think they have an answer. Yeah, the catalyst is a good it's a pretty good middle of the road product. It's pretty easy to wash too because the whole lid just comes off and you can just get your whole arm in there, man, and just wash it down. Um, Works pretty good. What else? Let me see how we're doing on time. Probably would have helped if I had started a timer, huh? We're gonna say at least another 13 minutes or so. Or no, sorry, 18. No, 13. Because I said 20, right? Can y'all hear the air conditioner kicking on and off? I never know if y'all can. So let me get this timer set so I'm not caught up in conversation and ignoring it. So we'll just do another 12 or so minutes. Once this is done, then we'll do the extract part. And I am going to get every bit of this stuff out. I always make sure to get all the extract out of this these containers. I love that who is this company, by the way? It says Adventures in Homebrewing, which is also Adventures, which is also Austin Homebrew Supply, which is also I think Northern Brewer Supply at this point, and More Beer. I think they're all like the same conglomerate at this point. I don't know how many times I can say at this point, but I just did. But yeah, 5 pounds. Gonna do three of these. And one thing I will say that I can do with the claw hammer, this isn't a claw hammer commercial, just FYI, but I'm saying what I can do with it, because it has like a wavy element in there. I can pour the extract down the side, not down the side of the kettle, but down off to the side and stir it in, and without really having to worry about it caking on that element. So when I do an extract brewing this thing, um, I want to be conscious of that heating element there, that I don't pour gloopy extract all over that heating element, because then I'll get worked or scorched extract. So, all right. I've had a couple occasions where I've had a couple occasions where the lever loses contact with the valve, doesn't close. Oh yeah, your gripes with the catalyst fermenter. For smokers with for a novice, what would I recommend? Looking at maybe getting electric pellet smoker, kind of entry level. And that's a kind of a loaded question. Not that you meant it to be loaded, but um, I started out barbecuing with a offset, like a cheap offset. I went to like I think Walmart or Lowe's. It was one of them, and I bought this char griller, cheap char griller pro, whatever it was, and then I bought the firebox separate to tap to bolt onto it. And my best brisket ever came off of that thing, man. It was cheap. It was like 100 and something, 100. I think it was like $150 total for everything. But the problem was it leaked like a sieve as far as the smoke and airflow and everything goes. I had to mod the heck out of it down the road to make it like a decent smoker. And then by the time it was already starting to kind of rust a lot and everything. So I guess what I should say is, to answer your question, depends on what kind of your barbecue product you're trying to get out of it. Are you looking for something that you would get at like a barbecue restaurant that uses good old regular wood smokers and everything? You're not going to get that out of a pellet smoker. You won't get that you might be able to get it out of a gravity smoker, but I found nothing, even Kamato's. Kamato's actually produce better barbecue if you set them right than a pellet smoker because they use like real chunks of wood and everything. In pellet smokers, they use kind of like wood particles that they've glued together with a like a food grade glue to create these pellets. And there's a unique smell to those pellets too. They don't smell like your regular traditional woods. If I, but if you're looking for just like some decent barbecue that you want to cook for your family and you don't really want to sit there and babysit it, then pellet smoker. There's nothing wrong with a pellet smoker. Absolutely not. And now, there are different grades of pellets as well. So if you go with like cheapy B&B or whatever pellets, um, your food's going to taste not as smoky as say if you went with like Jealous Devil or you went with um, one of the higher end brands. Like I use Costco pellets and they're mediocre, but they do the job. But I when I put my food on the pellet smoker, I'm not expecting world class flavor in it. It does an okay job, but it has that pellet smoker flavor to it. But if you can go, if you want to go, you can get some cheap offsets. So you can find them on Facebook all the time. People fire selling them $200, $300, for some decent offsets. Um, I'm glad you can't hear the AC, by the way, Grog. Let's see. I need a wall-mounted timer. That's not a bad idea, man. I need a wall-mounted chat. Just a screen. Actually, I have a TV on the wall here. I technically could put the chat up there and just look at the TV and just answer stuff. And maybe I'll do that as I get more professional at this. I didn't even know how this stream was going to go because I literally came out here and just impromptu said I'm going to stream tonight, and just I threw my lights up real quick on the wall because I have mounts for the lights, and then I quickly hooked my cameras up because thank God I already had the cables ran from last time, and uh, and then when I went into OBS Studio, it automatically everything was already there when I plugged in my little stream deck and everything. So it still remembered a lot of my settings from last time. One thing I did notice though, I was like in a panic and actually started on time, which was nice. Um, when I went to hit start recording to test the recording earlier, it said that I had an NVIDIA driver issue, and then that took me down this rabbit hole of getting my drivers updated and everything. Um, but yeah, I'm streaming with a laptop again out here, and that's why I bought it was for streaming. I think we talked about that, Grog, when I bought that thing. I was wanting to make sure I didn't do a mediocre quality stream. Brewing Bad, what's up, man? You see that? Oh, you see my boiler right here? Or are you just talking about the boiler and it coincidentally? Why did this do this? But yeah, I do have the Turbo 500. I've had it for a couple of years. I have other intentions with it. Wink, wink. That I won't do on YouTube anytime soon, unless we are allowed to do not so illegal things on YouTube again. Yes, I do have that, and I'd actually have an Olympic dome up here I've had forever, and it's brand new. All of it's brand new, never used. I just been I want to do videos in that realm, but I can't right now. So, but since I'm not actually in the act of doing things, because like if the government wanted to show up my house and be like, "You got to," I was like, "It's just for looks, man. I haven't used it. It's all brand new." And but yeah, I like to drink bourbon and stuff every now and then, so it'd be nice to make my own. Yes, edible essential oils, precisely. Good call. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let me check on. Look at that, man. This is just like my regular brew. It's pretty much the same kind of color I'm getting out of it. So what I did not mention, and those who haven't paid attention to previous brews of this beer, um, is I I'm using Victory malt, biscuit malt, and Crystal 60 in here for the specialty grains. So yeah, that's what's in there, steeping per se. But like I said, I decided just to run it on recirc anyways, evenly distribute the heat. And I have it. Might as well do it. I mean, I'm gonna move these out of the way since I'm done with them. All right, yeah. Let's see how we're looking on time. Let's see. All right, we got 3 minutes on the steep. Right. Yeah, you have to make distill. Well, technically, you have to make distillates in a certain level, a certain volume for them to consider it intent to distribute, right? Although beer, like this beer, I'm not gonna drink all this. I'm not gonna drink all of it. As a matter of fact, to make this live stream a little fun, um, I may uh pick one of y'all or a couple of y'all on here to send some of this to when it's done. I usually have a select few people that have been on my beer mail list, and I've sent it a few times in a row, few Halloween seasons in a row, and then yeah, so I might be entertaining distributing to some live viewers tonight. It was cool you went live. I was about to wrap a noose around my neck. I'm glad I saved your life tonight, man. I'm glad that this saved a life. Let me see here. All right, I'm gonna kill the timer because it's only like a few seconds here. All right, let's go ahead and kill the heat in the pump for a moment. Of course, I'm gonna move these guys out of the sink here. This is gonna go a lot faster than my normal method. Hot, 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 of course. All right, let me rinse off my spatula. I know you're probably thinking it's silly that I'm doing, even rinsing it off because I'm about to rake those grains a little bit just to kind of let them drain. But sometimes that don't make sense. And that's just how I am. All right, let's take this out of the way. I'm not even going to use the hoist today. This is only 6 pounds of grain, man. All right, let's see if I can lift this thing up. Oh shit, maybe I do want to use the hoist. It's a little hard to pull that sucker up. No wonder the claw hammer guys. Well, all right, I will be using the hoist. Why is that so damn heavy? Those grains really sucked up that water. All right, plan B. I will be using the hoist. All right, let's switch the camera back for a minute so y'all can be entertained with my hoisting skills. Good thing I got my step ladder. Now, what I ended up doing at one point in here is I I put a second uh what are these things called? I can't think of what they're called. The little clamp hook guy. Anyways, I ended up putting the second one up here um because I needed to move this over. All right. I got a lot of extra rope on this place too, but I always put the lid on the kettle because I don't want anything to fall in the kettle dust wise. So let's move this guy over a little bit out of the way. Carabiner, is that what it's called? You ask me that every time, man. Dost thou ever even hoist? I hoist every time, man. I thought I was going to get away with not doing it today, but here I am, hoisting it up. Unlock it. Bring her on down. Yeah, it's really heavy, man. Damn, I never really manually lifted this thing in ever. I always watch the claw hammer guys do it, and just kind of. And I had their cheap hoist when I first ordered this whole system, but I didn't like it. This compound hoist is bomb.com though. I can even feel the weight on it today. That's crazy, man. Oh shit. I didn't do rice hulls this time because it's mini mash, but I'm thinking maybe I should have because she's draining slowly, which usually doesn't even happen when I'm using what you call it, natural pumpkin instead of the canned stuff. Cloud architecture. All right. Well, yep. So letting this thing. I'm gonna rake this sucker too, man. I'm gonna go ahead and rake it. Oh yeah, man. Wow. That pumpkin man will slow this drain down. Certain adjuncts will do it too in other beers. This one is a slow drainer. Wow. All right. Rig this thing up for a second. Look at that. Just them MacGyver skills there, wrapping around the handle, and let's switch back so y'all can see what the hell I'm doing back here. Just wrap the handle around this and use the J clip to or J hook to keep it in place. Wow. I do love this basket though, man. Like I hate to love it because it's kind of a pain to clean, but I had shared a little tip on Instagram a while back on like taking your upper rack and your dishwasher out and just put this basket in there upside down and just let the dishwasher do its job on sanitize mode. It works really, really well, by the way. So I used to do that with my grandfather. When I had the grandfather, I used to put that thing in the dishwasher, all the internal parts and stuff. And I just let the dishwasher take care of business. Worked really well. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. You know, it's like what is there like 2 pound, 4 pounds of pumpkin in this. Um, a cleat. I don't need a cleat, man. I got I got this little hoist here actually has hooks on it, so I can lock it essentially. It's draining. It's draining faster than my grandfather ever did. Man, my grandfather, it was hard to get that sucker to drain. There's no shot to grandfather. I loved using that thing at the time. But um I do like that this thing's modular. You can pretty much go buy off the shelf parts at a hardware store for a lot of parts on this thing. All right. I can rest on the hooks. Let it trickle, trickle, trickle. It's not too bad. And of course, when this one's done, because it's a mini mash, I probably will be topping it up some, pre-boil. I'll probably bring it up to like 11 gallons with some fresh water. Since I'm not really doing a lot of starch conversion in this, it's already in the extract. So all I'm really doing with these specialty grains is pumpkin is getting some flavor and color. Let's see. I'm gonna stir this up a little bit. It's like porridge, man. Oatmeal. Last year's, I don't recall last year's doing this to me because I used rice hulls last year. I skimped out and didn't get rice hulls this year, so yeah, here we are. It didn't like in the grain fodder. It didn't matter if I had rice hulls or not. That was a stuck sparge every time. It just it didn't matter. It stuck sparge. I just knew that every time I made that beer, it was just going to be part of the process. Where you wrapped it around the handle? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I used the little J hook thing actually helped hold the rope there while I was jury rigging that. Jerry rigging it, however you say that. Is it jury rig or jerry rig? Tell me below. I've never known what it really was when people use that expression. Jury rig, rigging the jury. Is it like, I don't know what that means. Let me come over here real quick. I need power. I'm not going to get it over there. Jerry rig. Okay, so what does that mean? What is that in reference to? What does jerry rig mean? This thing is not charging my phone. All right, y'all. Hold your thoughts for a minute. I'll be right back. I gotta get a better charging cable because I bought a cheap piece of crap Amazon one a while back and it's already like not working. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Had to go inside and get a different cable real quick from the main house. Oh, for those I don't know, I have a shed in my backyard that I do all this in. So I mean, all right. I froze frame on my phone. I hope I'm not froze frame for you guys. I'm gonna get rid of that. Bring this stream back up on my phone. Actually, you know what? I don't need to use the phone. I'm gonna use a tablet. Got a tablet right here I can use. All right. Even better, I think. Turn the sound down because y'all don't need to hear me twice. All right. Where's my stuff? All right, here we are. All right, cool. Thank you, sir. Thanks for confirming the video stream's good. My phone was showing it all jacked up, so I got the tablet out now so I can see questions and stuff as I'm doing all this. Matter of fact, I'm just going to set the tablet over here on uh, on the table. That'd be kind of cool to have a place to dock this thing. Anyhows, for hops, we're going to use the good old German Hallertauer Mittelfra. Good stuff right there, man. You ever use these hops very often? You want a nice earthy, spicy kind of tone to your beer? Hallertauer for the win. You can use them for bittering and aroma and flavor. Great hops, man. All right. We're getting close to the end of this Campbell's soup of a mini mash. Like I said, it ain't even important that I gather every bit of water out of this. I don't know why I'm raking it. I'm just trying to encourage it to dry up a little more. But I will be taking this off here in a minute, setting it outside to wash later and dump. But yeah. Matter of fact, what I need to do and what I usually do when I'm doing this, instead of yapping my head off here, is I like to go ahead and turn the heater on and get the temperature up to near boiling. So we're going to get it up to about 200 degrees, set it, and just let it get nice and hot in there. So I don't have much to wait on once I take this basket off, you know? So, as a matter of fact, while I'm thinking about it, I need to go ahead and drain these hoses. This is going a lot faster than I thought about. Since I didn't have to wait an extra 40 minutes to mash. Let me rinse out my wort collector cup here. A little mini water heater, fantastic for hot water supply. Let's see here. You're right. All right. So I'm gonna take this little wort collector cup here, and I'm gonna disconnect some tubes. I'm gonna close the valve, of course, on this guy. Um, Go ahead and pull this hose off first. Let all that wort drain into my cup. And I do tend to get a little bit on the floor doing this, but all right, that's done there. Take the hose, throw it in the sink for now. I'm gonna close this valve so I don't get any drippage. And I'm gonna take this guy off. Let that one drain out. I'll show you all this color here in a second. Uh, Looks just like it's supposed to. Nice caramel reddish color. All right, throw that in there. Always good to have paper towels handy because I do get a little bit of a drip here and there. I'm not running for president, so if anybody ever wants to take that and kind of cut it and make it sound dirty, I'm happy. Uh, me. So here's what we're looking like. Oh, can you see that? Oh, you can't see that worth a damn. Hold up. Let's see if I can. Yeah, kind of hard to tell, but it's kind of a caramelly caramelly reddish color, in there. I'm not gonna let this go to waste. That's going in the kettle. Let's go ahead and set it aside until I can get this guy off, which I'm about to take this thing off. All right. Let's take this thing off. Set it outside the door. Put the hoist out of the way. Gotta be quick about this because it's gonna be messy if I don't. That's the other thing, man. This basket is so damn big, it doesn't fit in my sink, so I have nowhere to put it but outside the shed. Oh. And outside she will sit. And I actually did a pretty damn good job of not making a mess doing that. But I did make a little mess, so I'm gonna get those sticky drops of water up real quick. And then I'll get back to looking at the chat too. All right. Good enough for government work. Right, Grog? You worked for the government, sort of, at one point. So let's go back. I know y'all see in the back of my head, but that's okay. Got a raise bonus coming up. Almost ready to take my next test and get nice, man. We're switching to AWS Cloud at work. Everybody is. Uh, yeah, DMV. I have 3 beers on tap. I have 1 beer on tap. I have one, just the one. And I have to move in 3 weeks. Oh, man, yeah, a lot of work ahead of you to drink those beers down. I'm gonna pour this in. And since this is an extract beer, which I don't normally do, but they are convenient for quick beers, is I need to go ahead and get the extract in the kettle. And I need to wipe up a mess I just noticed right over here from taking that basket out of here. After I get this wiped up, we will get the extract in and rock and roll for 60 minutes. Let me see. At this point, I'm just going to go ahead and dial this sucker up even more. Let's go up to 207. So let that thing ramp up to 207. And I'm going to rinse off my spatula so I don't have rogue grain in my beer. All right. All right. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Let's see if I need to adjust the camera or not. Maybe I should adjust this camera a little bit. Let's angle you down a little bit here, because yeah, because you can catch the rest on the other one there. So I wanted you to catch what I'm doing down here. So I'm gonna take this guy and go ahead and pour him in. Now, like I said, this claw hammer system has an element right down the middle, and I don't want to get the stuff on that element because it's gonna leave nasty burnt crap in my beer. Obviously, I need something to get that cover off because I had a pair of scissors laying around here somewhere. Go ahead and pop them all open, I guess. All 3 that I'm going to use. I thawed one extra, but I didn't. I don't need it. So, oh, this stuff is so nasty and messy, man. That's why I'm an all grain brewer. Even if this is quicker, still a pain in the. You know what? Let's do this one too. Get you open. I'm not gonna FAFO this one. Just gonna. All right. Get this peel off. This stuff is so nasty. Probably gonna have ants in my shed if I don't take the trash out tonight. All that sugary extract just sitting in that can on those little covers. I'll get back to the chat here in a minute, guys. Sorry. My shed is a weird setup. Yeah. Well, it's not really that weird, but it's weird for filming. Got beer on one side, brewing setup on the other. Perfect for if you just want to come in here and hang out and chill and watch TV, because I do have a TV. I have a TV on the wall behind the camera there. I had some Halloween movies going and stuff earlier, just to fill the room with fall joy. Yeah. All right, here we go. We're gonna put this first guy in on the side. Yeah. Go ahead and just pour, 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 and stir like hell. Can't make a good beer? Go extract. If you still can't make a good beer after that, you need to resign. I'm kidding, but not really. I mean, the only things you got to worry about when you're doing extract beer, man, most of the time, it's like cooking, really. I mean, you're not worried about water chemistry as much. You're you're more concerned about off flavors than anything, and that will have to do with fermentation temperature. You know, if you can just keep that beer nice and cool. You know, if you're brewing with extract, a lot of times it's either one, you don't have enough time in your schedule to do full all grain beers that are taking 4 to 5 hours to make, depending on how many mash steps you got and all that. Uh, so you don't have time, or one is you're a beginner and you're starting out and you're just kind of getting the ropes for all this stuff. So I'm just, oh shit, things gonna explode. It expanded like crazy when I did it. What I should have done is squeeze the bottle and then do the rinse. That gives me room to let it expand. So if you're doing this with the hot works, trying to get all that last bit of extract out, squeeze the bottle, cap it, and then shake. If you that way you got little room to let it expand because it will expand. I'm just gonna pour this in there. I'm gonna do this one more time and then move on to the other two bottles. Man, it's some hot stuff, man. 207 degrees. Mother farmer, it's hot. Kill the heater for a minute. Ooh, that is hot, man. That's really hot. Woo! That shit blew up like a balloon, man. But look, I got almost all of it out of there. Man goes to hospital with severe burns because he had to get every last drop of extract out of his bottle. All right, that's one. All right, let's see. Plug an HDMI in there and onto the laptop right now for chat. I just throw pH stabilizers in. Hell yeah. pH stabilizer? You talking about like that 5.2 stuff or whatever you're talking about? I used to use that stuff, man, but I don't know. I don't know if it's a gimmick or not. I usually will throw gypsum in the water when I'm doing all grain because it adds a little bit of some hardness back to the water because my brewing water is soft water and it runs through a water softener and a carbon filter. So it's pretty good, pretty darn good drinking water, man. But for beer, it's a little too good. You need to add a little bit of something back to the water to give it that profile you need. Water, beer salts, whatever you call it, calcium chloride, I think it is. Which I do have a bottle of that stuff laying around somewhere. Calcium chloride. Damn it. Here we go. Man dies on live stream, getting every last drop of extract. Here we go, man. All right. Ooh, feel it trying to expand. Ooh, that shit's hot, man. I shouldn't have let it get this hot. It's been a while since I've done an extract, clearly. So, I mean, it's 207-degree water in this thing, and my hands are super sticky right now. All right, one more time. One more time. Son of a monkey. Shit is hot. Need to wear mittens for this. Slosh it around a little bit. I ain't gonna have to be able to vigorously slosh this too much. It'll burn my hands for real. All joking aside. All right, that's good enough for government work. Let's move you out of the way. I need to take a minute and wash this sticky crap off my hands. This stuff is so sticky, man. I'll read all the comments here in a minute. I'm sure it's mostly Grog blowing up the chat with interesting combo, but I will read it all here in a minute. Plus, I got to turn on my, I got to move my vent back, turn that sucker back on. Man, get out of there. At least it's not bags. If I was doing this with bags, it'd be a mess. I hate using the extract bags. I was very pleasantly surprised when this company uh, have interest in homebrewing, uh, use bottles. Makes it a lot easier. They're looking like a work. Looks pretty good. Take the camera over in a minute and get the last bit of this stuff out. All right. Pretty good. That's another thing I love about these kettles having a little valve at the bottom. Kind of drain it out a little bit. Man. Okay, this is going a lot better than the last bottle. I'm being pretty cautious here. I value my hands. Hi, Vanessa, Kitty. Not sure you're a subscriber, but hello. I better not abandon my live stream to go chat with Vanessa. I sense ulterior motives, potentially. Uh, you just throw 2 pounds in it. What? 2 pounds of stabilizer? All right. That's as far as I'm going with these bottles, man. These bad boys are going in the big trash can after I'm done tonight. Because they're not staying in here to attract ants. I'll tell y'all a funny, not a funny but not funny story, man. Kind of happened here. Kind of sucked, really. But I did find a solution for it. And it works really well. Because living in the Gulf Coast. All right. I'm gonna start this up a little bit more. I'm gonna slap the lid on it for a minute. Just want to see if we can get this stuff super dissolved. I'm going to reattach my vent to the other, or to the hoist per se. It's already on a carabiner. Just got to move it to the hoist. All right, that's pretty good. Take these guys off, throw them in the sink. All right. Let me rinse my lid off and put this guy back on top. All right, so nothing falls in it because I don't want yucky crap in my beer. So let's move this thing back. Let's get this damn hoist back over. Off the carabiner we go. onto this guy. We're gonna bring him down. My little makeshift hood works well, man. I'm gonna bring it about there. I need to lock it so and not die. All right, just hook it on these little hooks on my hoist, kind of a little X pattern, and it's locked. It ain't going anywhere. All right, all right. Let me plug in my vent fan real quick. Feels too much like work, man, right now. All right, and then I got to get fermenters ready. What the hell's this guy? Oh, there it is. A vent hood's like, hey, it's been a long time since you plugged me in, man. The whole system's like, hey, where you been, buddy? You didn't go sober on us, did you? No, 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 just not drinking as much these days. All right. I still do enjoy a good beer here and there. Actually, I should say I enjoy a good homebrew here and there because I don't ever really buy beer. But don't ever really buy stuff. So now I can take this out because I'm not going to use it anymore. We're going to get this bad boy up to a boil. Done with the probe for now. Heat on. We'll set it to AM. We're going to dial it up to 100% at first. Set it. So I just set it to 100% boil power just to get it going. And as a matter of fact, I guess it doesn't really matter, man. Um, but I am going to go ahead and top it up. Top it up to about 11. Or, yeah. Although I can, with an extract beer, I really could just top it up at the end on the fermenters. Or top it up pre-fermenter. I don't really want to do that, though. Almost at 11. Feels good to brew though, man. Been a hot minute. Great grog, graveyard grog. You've probably are living a life of celibacy of homebrewing at this point, based on our last conversation. All right, we're at 11. Let's let her do her thing. So what we're gonna do once this thing gets boiling, we're gonna throw in 2 whole pounds of brown sugar. That'll kind of give it that molasses character in the beer. It'll bump the ABV up a little bit as well. What do we got here? All right, let me go to chat. Chat's not too busy. Okay, that's good. I mean, able to catch up pretty quick. All right, man. Have a good night. Limited. I just missed your message, but have a good night. Oh shit! There's Josh and Babe. I ain't seen y'all in a hot minute. Yeah, we're live streaming this, man. I do this every year. I'm assuming you guys probably want some beer. This is a different one though, man. It's the same beer, but I'm using a shortcut method this year because I have to get rid of some extract stock that I have. You cut way back on your drinking? Yeah, um I never was like a heavy drinker, like per se, like didn't drink all the time, but most times others drink my beer and I drink some of it. But but yeah, man, I I drink even less. But I just monitoring, weight and that kind of stuff. This is the first beer I've had. in a little while, probably 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm having a few tonight though, because when you brew, you got to drink, man. Drink with your brewing. That way, when you screw up, you can blame it on the drinking. 2 bottles a week. That's it. It's not bad. Oh, JD. Never mind. Yeah, that's a lot of. You into the powerful stuff now. Oh, you stopped it a while back. Okay. Yeah, 2 bottles of Jack a week's pretty that's pretty frequent, my friend. Um yeah, it's pretty frequent. I have a bottle of Captain Morgan I bought last night because I felt like having some Coke and rum mixed last night. I should say Coke Zero and rum. Dang. Well, man, I'm we're getting close to boil. I topped it up. That cooled it down a little bit because I used cold water. Um, but it's getting back up there pretty quick. I'll show y'all what she's looking like. Oh shit! I probably should change the cameras, huh? All right, how about this? That better? Yeah, that's what she's looking like right there. Nice and foamy, starting to develop a little bit of that protein buildup. Yep, but she's looking good, man. It'd be good if I had like a camera mount that was about like, man, about like that. That'd be bomb diggity dom, bomb diggity bomb.com, whatever you call it. If I had it like that, that's where I need it. That's where I need a camera right there. That'd be the ultimate money shot right there for the kettle. I know there are other types of money shots. That's not what I'm talking about. So, dude, I have all my USB ports are fully occupied on that computer. Um, even the mini one, like I have, aren't I? No, you know what? No, they're all occupied. I have one for my control deck. I have two for one for this main camera here. The other one's going to this camera back here, and then I have another one that's running to this camera over here. So I got 3 cameras running right now. You know, and I can't use a USB splitter. Um, an expander would be kind of cool. 8 port, man, that won't work. I don't think. It's our yearly tradition. Hold on a second. Let me go back here. Dude, if you get Dan Aykroyd on that show, I want to know about it. Let me know. That'd be sweet. Um, I mean, I'm going back and like missing stuff. So, but okay, 2 tablespoons. All right, you got a chick now. Okay, that's awesome. Congrats. Uh, but yeah, Dan Aykroyd, let me know about that. That'd be sweet. Coke and JD was your thing. I like it once in a while, man. In wintertime, I love a good glass of bourbon in the winter. Josh and Babe, I don't know if you're still watching, but I just saw your message. It's a yearly tradition that you send me pumpkin beer. This year, I want to send you some local draft stuff from specifically up here in Northern California. Yes, sir. I'm always open to free stuff. Who doesn't like free stuff, man? Speaking of free stuff, I don't get free stuff anymore. I don't get any love anymore. That's how bad inflation is. And it probably has something to do with my lack of effort to put videos out this year. But I don't know. I just wanted to take a break, and I did. and it was kind of nice. Oh, my buddy Larry from Beer and Barbecue by Larry, he hopped on and did an impromptu live stream the other day, and I missed it. But sounds like he's getting ready to light the fires again, kick the tires, and do some content. So, Larry, I know you're not watching my live stream right now, but you probably will later. Get it done, man. Let's see some more Larry content. I don't care what you put out there, I'll watch it. I liked watching Larry. Larry could read the newspaper to me, and I'd watch his video. That's just how much I like watching dude's videos. She loves bones and dead things. Yeah, man. That's what we're talking about. You're like, I need more cameras. And I was like, all my USB ports, dedicated ports are consumed. Where are we at? Oh, yeah, y'all gotta see this. This is looking nice. I love this part of the boil when it starts to really build up. Get that creamy head on top, all that hot break building up. And then you let the boil just kind of break through. Now, this is controversial, right? Apparently it's controversial. I don't really know. Like, in the brewing community, some people argue, "Oh, you need to skim that off, man. You can't have that in there." And then I've always, man, from the day that I ever started brewing, I just let the hot break kind of rolling boil away, and then it kind of settles out in the you know bottom of the kettle and fermenter and all that good stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I don't skim it off. The only time I have is when I've been in a panic about a boil over, and I might try to skim it off. But um, anyhow, this is getting there. This is a big volume. This is a big volume of works, man. So it's taking a minute to get up to boil, but you definitely couldn't do this on a 110. You couldn't boil this volume, or it'd take a long time to get there. You definitely couldn't boil 20 gallons on a 110 outlet. You need 240. Benin, what's up, man? Don't skip it, keep it creamy. That's right. Cream is where it's at. Keep that beer creamy. Anyways, man, yes, I don't bother, dude. I just let that stuff roll and boil, and it just kind of falls away, and then it kind of settles in all the trube, whatever. At the end, if you use a Werflock tablet or any kind of clarifier, it'll make all that protein settle out in the fermenter as well. Um, there is pumpkin in the brew, man. It's in the um, it was in the it was in the mini mash. I put 2 pounds of or 4 pounds of pie pumpkins that I baked in the oven and then scraped out. That was in the mash part, and now we're on the boil. And yeah, it's 240, man. I'm running on a 240 volt claw hammer controller here with element, a 5500 watt element, I think it is. It's got power, dude. If you had a shorter kettle, then yeah, tame it with a spritzer. Yep, I've done the whole spritz thing too. It does work pretty well. Um, I forgot how long it takes for this thing to come to a boil. We working on it though. I'm at 100% on the boil as we speak. As far as the boil power goes, I got it at 100% just to really ramp this thing up. I mean, this thing kills. This thing kills a 5 gallon batch. Slaughters it. I actually have to dial the boil power down to like 50% because I'll have way too much boil off. But yeah, it destroys a 5 gallon batch. But I think I might even have to leave it at 100% for this guy, honestly, because it is taking a minute. And as soon as we do start, like I said, as soon as we do get to that point, we'll put in this 2 pound bag of brown sugar in there, and then we will throw in 2 full ounces of the Hallertau metal for hops. It's gonna be so good, man. And usually I put like an 1.5 tablespoons of pumpkin pie spice, which I'm using this Tones Sam's Club pumpkin pie spice because it's just all there together, ready to go. I usually throw that in at the end, towards the end. Usually with the last hop edition, I'll just kind of throw that in there with it, and then the whole shed smells like fall. Smells like it's time to scare some little kids or whatever out of your yard or whatever you do for Halloween or fall. And this beer will be ready to drink by the time Halloween's here. 480 volts. It's not possible, man. We need 360. You need a house fire, is what you need. Ain't no wire. Wire gauges would be insane, and to pull that kind of voltage. Hell, I think the service. Matter of fact, this shed when we ran the service to it, the wire, uh, it was 170 volts. Well, not 70 volts, 170 amps total, I think, ran to this shed. And that wire was huge, man. It was a solid wire, like a solid piece of metal inside of a jacket. Dude, pre-mix that brown sugar in some boil wort. No. So it'll be ready to dissolve when you are ready to pour it in. Nah, man. Purchase finest way. Oh, here we go. I'll check it out, y'all. We got that little promising start. Look at that. You got that little ripple action going on in there. It's coming alive. Now look at that breakthrough right there. Here's the breakthrough. Yeah, we're getting ready to go. This live stream will go for probably another 80 minutes or so. Now that this is kicked off. Yeah, we were officially at boil. Got a nice little roll starting to go. Let's go ahead and get that brown sugar in there. And then we will put the hops in and start the timer. Oh, yeah, man, I got that camera on there perfect that time. Usually I have to adjust it. I won't be doing anything for Halloween. Going to a concert on October 30th. Then on Halloween, going to visit the grave of Peter Steele. Whoa. Yeah, typo negative. Peter Steele. That dude's got, man, that dude's voice is deep. From Greeks to I'm gonna leave this thing rolling, and I'm gonna try and not die with hot work putting this brown sugar in. All right, let's mix, mix, mix. Brown sugar is going in. Well, that's one nice advantage to this steep kettle, man, is or deep kettle, I should say, is it not a lot of splashback doing this kind of stuff. Man, I want all of it in there. Get in there. All of it. No green or no no green left behind sugar. Oh, that smells good, man. All right. See, that was easy, man. All in there. I didn't have to turn it into liquid first. It's already liquid right now. Our wort is so hot, it turned into liquid almost instantly. All right, that's good enough right there. Get the hop spider in and get these hops in. So yes, Josh and Babe, if you're still watching, yeah, I probably will send y'all a nice little care package. All right, let's do this. Let's get the hop spider in. All right, going in with 2 ounces of Hallertau. middle fruit. As soon as I figure out how to open this artisan hops bag. All right. One rite of passage, man, when you're brewing a beer. Gotta smell the hops. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'll smell them. Go ahead and smell them. Smell those hops. Smell of it. One day we'll have smell-o-vision, and this will make sense. Maybe it'll be like when smell-o-vision does come around, they'll go back to my video and they will like incorporate it like they do with all the 4K content. I set a 45-minute timer so I know when to do the next hop drop. Where are you, timer? 45-minute hop drop. But yeah, they could do that, right? If we smell-o-vision does become this thing, like they'll just go back to my old videos where I'm like, hey man, smell this stuff, and then they'll be like, hey, blast a little hop aroma your way. I won't be doing okay. Yes, I got to meet him back in '04. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Enjoying some green apple, Angry Orchard right now. Oh, that's good stuff. Angry Orchard green. I haven't had that in a while, but it's really good. All right, man. Woo! Check this. I am gonna have to dial this down. Check out this boil. Do you think this is like the difference between a 110 and a 240? That boil is crazy. I'm gonna have to kill that back though. That's too much. I'm gonna dial it down to probably 70% maybe. I don't want too much boil off. Not that it really matters for this particular beer anyways, but we're gonna dial it down to 70. That's a little too rigorous for my taste. All right, calm down. Calm down. You're boiling way too hard. That's right. That's more like it. I like that. That's a good rolling boil right there. Like kind of pulsing, not too crazy. Oh man. There's three of you in here now. I'm losing my entertaining abilities. I really hope we don't get smell-o-vision. I have one can of that new Dunkin' Donuts spiked pumpkin. I have not seen that. Do do tell. I haven't seen that one, man. Let me flip this back. What does this do? Oh, see, I have this camera too, so you can see my unfinished door there that needs to be covered with something awesome. Oh, you can actually see the boil pretty good in that camera shot. Look at that. Actually, it's the same camera as this. Yeah, I can see that. You can see it in both shots. That's nice. I know it ain't exciting, but yeah. I need to get my fermenters cleaned and ready while I'm talking to you. So how am I gonna do this? Uh, I'll set the tablet like that and melt it, maybe. Yeah, like that. All right. I need to clean a fermenter. Two fermenters. Get them ready for the final countdown. Cue some. Who's that? Journey? I don't know who that is. The final countdown. Anyways, um, yeah, I'm watching the chat while I'm watching stuff. So we got boil going, 45-minute timer going. Man, this beer will be done before we know it. Early one tonight. Hey, 10 o'clock. I'm running water through my pre-start hose here. I'm just gonna hang it up for the moment. All right, put you up there. Can you hear me banging stuff around, man? Is that Europe? What? Oh, that's Europe. Check my what? Man, I don't have my phone on my lap. or my pocket. I'll check it in a minute though. Final kiss. I'm missing a J hook, man. I have it disappeared. I don't know where it be. Where doth thou J hook go? All right, sick. That's this is empty now. I can actually clean a fermenter or rinse out a fermenter. They're already clean. I clean them after every brew, but I still give them a rinse and a sanitization. Mhm. Oh, look at that! There's a airlock in here. I thought it would make my life easier at some point just having it ready to go, but I took it out anyways. All right. Go ahead and rinse this guy out real good and spray some Star San on everything. You know what I didn't do today? I did not take a pre-boil gravity. Rookie mistake, man. Rookie mistake. All right. Spray everything with some really, really hot water. It's next to what? It's not on my kettle. Are you talking about my J hook? Oh, it's next to the K hook. Hardy har har. I see what you did there, man. It's next to the K hook, bro. The J hook's right next to your K hook. All right. It'll come up. Might be in my kettle for all I know, being boiled. Yeah, these babies, I mean, these bad boys are already pretty spotless, man. I mean, like I said, I do a pretty good job of keeping my stuff clean, but I am giving them a good rinse, like I said. And then they will get sprayed with a nice little spritz or two of Star San. Anything survives Star San, well, hey, you win, bro. That Star San stuff is incredibly abrasive. It's pure acid almost. I got fermenters sitting on the floor here. I'm gonna spray off the cooling coil here. What's everybody doing on a Saturday night, man? Everybody out hanging out. I didn't know. One thing I will say that does hold true is um, home brewing's kind of going by the wayside. Home brewing is becoming kind of this thing that was and no longer is. Man, I might have to go get my spritz bottle. I think it's in the house. I'll be right back. Just check out my surroundings. I'll be right All right, I'm back. Got my spritz bottle, but I need to top it up with some water and add a little bit more star sand to it. Star sand is so foamy, man. It's the only thing I hate about it. Like, I get that it works great, and the foaming is part of its character, but you're annoying me, Star Sand. All right, let's do this. I don't need much, just a little bit. Oh, I need to check my phone, right? You said you texted me? Let me check the phone after I sanitize these fermenters. Oh, that's a good, look at that spritz. That's a good spritz right there, buddy. Let's see this. All right. You can never sanitize too much, even if you do get it on the floor. Sides. I am on the floor right now, sanitizing fermenters. And they are good and sanitized at this point. Yeah, this cooling coil is kind of annoying. Making sure you get every little nook and cranny on it. All right. All right, that's good and sanitized. I'm gonna set these two guys just over here for now. I'll be ready to accept the beer here shortly. All right. All of a sudden, there's a few people in here. Let me read. Man, you've been blowing up the. Really, we don't get smokes. Look for it, try it, love it. Check your. Oh, you sent me a text about that, didn't you? Let me check. Man, you didn't text me, dude. I don't know who you texted. You texted some poor dude. Not me, though. He's probably like, what? There's a random guy sending me texts. This guy's drunk or something and sending me texts. Anyway, let's go back to the cell. All right. She's blowing away nice, man. Take a look at her again. So there she is. Little boil cam action. And that's on a pulsating boil. What is the. It's already like boiled off about almost half a gallon. And it's really steamy. Kind of hard to tell. I think that's a good spot, though. You can come up with some cool kettle cam idea right there. Oh man, I didn't get it on the money that time. Let's do it again. Right there. Yeah, cool. Um, one thing I didn't do, and I'm missing on this kettle. Oh shoot, it's in the house too. I'm so not prepared for this session, brewing wise. We'll be right back. All right, I had to go run and get my other thermo well here. So yeah, sanitize these two thermo wells. So I can control the temperature with the now non-existent stasis glycol chiller that apparently no one else is able to buy anymore. But mine still works, so I'll continue to use it. Probably just jinxed myself, but it probably ain't gonna work now. But I have a backup plan if my glycol chiller ever did crap on me. I have the I don't know if anybody remembers the brew jacket thing. I still have that thing. So I have that as a backup, and I did not get rid of it because it works fine, and I know that there probably will be a day in my life when I have to use it again. So there's that. These two guys are nice and sanitized. Oh, see if I can get it in there, right? Yeah. All right. Decks, right? Would be nice if they can just say, hey guys, we aren't making it anymore. They're not going to make it anymore. It's done. They're not going to make that thing anymore, man. Oh, I'm going to probably shave off an hour of brewing today with this mini mash, or close to an hour. Just using the extract version. Actually, we still have, yeah, 26 more minutes, man. 26 more minutes. So I got my stuff all sanitized. I'll be right back. I'm going to go dump that basket and give it a good spray off outside, and then we'll come back in. Maybe I need to put cameras outside, right? All right, I'm back. All right, that's about as good as she's gonna get tonight. She's huge. Dripping a little bit because I just got to spraying it off, but it'll go in the dishwasher tomorrow, like I said. And that'll be the end of that. I found that's the best way to get that basket clean, man, is just take the top rack out of the dishwasher and then put that thing upside down on the bottom rack, put it on sanitize, and just let it run. Regular dishwasher tabs. It's stainless steel. It ain't gonna hurt it. All right. Mash and boil time. You could do that. I bet you could do that, man. I bet you could embed a mash and boil timer in there. I'm gonna go throw these things away real quick just to get them out of here now. I don't want to mess with them later. I'll leave my mic on so you can hear me doing stuff. I can't see me doing the stuff. Pretty sure these are recyclable, so I'll just throw them in the recycle bin. You know what's even worse to work with is that dry extract. That stuff is messy stuff, man. As soon as water, steam, anything touches it, it turns into this clumpy, clumpy mess. All right, back inside. All right, man. Need a bigger shed. In case you're wondering what it looks like on the other side where the cameras are, I'll show you. It's kind of messy over on that side because, like I said, I have to get this shed in a shape. But hold up, I need to change cameras though. Change back to this camera. Man, that's the other side with my two lights, the TV, my other camera right there, the computer, the unlimited beer supply, sort of, and the arcade. I don't have the arcade on right now. I'm actually going to redo that thing. Or actually, I was thinking about getting rid of it, selling it or something. And because I can just put like a little, I can use the TV that's on the wall already and just connect a Raspberry Pi with retro games on it or something there versus having this big arcade that just kind of takes up space. Plus, I prefer using joystick. I prefer using um, how do you say joy controllers versus joysticks. So, hey, it's funny you say that, man, about the virtual pinball machine. I have one. I actually had a guy build it last holiday season around Christmas time. The guy's name is his company's called Pinball King, and he built it. And I was actually going to do a video over it because it's pretty sweet. And but yeah, he built it and it runs great. Has a lot of like community games on it too that the community, virtual pinball community has built. Um, so he has a lot of those games on there too, credited to the community, of course. But while we got time to talk, I'm going to talk about a little funny, not so funny moments here. Um, so I was let me get a beer. Need a refill. You just need a refill because I think we still have 17 minutes. So I have a chair. So I have this shed and I live in the Gulf Coast where it's very humid. And anyhow, it's been very humid. Like it's Houston. It's humid as hell here. We're only an hour from the coast. So um I kicked the AC down in here a little bit, pretty low one time. I got it down to like 70 in here, 69, 70. And I hadn't been in here for a little bit after I did that. I don't remember why I kicked it down that low. I was thinking maybe humidity control or something, but I came in here one day and there was mold everywhere. Not black mold, but like a grayish mold. Anywhere, and the reason why that happened was all the moisture in the shed and all the cold surfaces. That moisture settled on those cold surfaces, like the metal surfaces and some wood surfaces, and that mold grew on it. I mean, my grinder, everything had mold on it. I had to take it all out. I had to like take a lot of stuff out of here and sanitize and clean. And um, so then I was like, man, what am I going to do about this? I found that I have to keep the shed temperature around like 74 most of the time, 75 while it's 100 outside. And so what I ended up doing is like I started reading and it's like, what can I do for this problem? So I don't want this to happen again. Well, it was a real simple answer. And I went and bought on Amazon this guy, dehumidifier. And I keep it dialed at like 50% humidity in here at all times. And this little drain tube, I just have it running down my sink because my sink just drains outside. Um, like I said, on my sink, I don't send anything down in the sink that's not organic per se. Like it's only grains and hops. So so I set this on the table when I'm not brewing, and I let it run nonstop. And then when it hits a certain humidity level, it turns off. And then when the humidity level goes back up, it kicks on. But it works great, man. It like drains into the sink, and it steadily just pulls the humidity out of the space. And in the wintertime, I won't need to use it because we have drier winters. But right now, uh, into the summer slash going into fall, it's been a game changer. And my shed stays dry and cool, and I don't have to worry about water pooling anywhere. So this cheapy, I think it's like 110 bucks or something for it, but it's off-brand Amazon one. But it works like a champ. Swear by this thing. So there's my little plug for a dehumidifier. So if you have humidity issues, that's the way to go, man. Dehumidify. Well, it's just me and you in here, man, I think, which is fine by me. Um, but yeah, I figured I'd get on here and do a little. I was debating on just brewing this by myself with no video cameras or anything, or just throwing it up on the internet for later. And yeah, actually, there's two of you in here right now. But but yeah, I just figured I'd slap up a live stream and just do it because I feel like I haven't done anything for this channel much at all this year, and that's fine by me this year. I'm hoping maybe next year I get a little, pick up a little steam and start doing regular videos again. But I just wasn't feeling it this year, and YouTube makes it even harder to care. Um, and I watched the brewing community kind of falling apart. Like now, people really aren't doing it anymore. There's really not much of an interest in it as much as there was when I first started this back in 2013. I think is when I started brewing. So like people I know that did it, they stopped. And fellow YouTube brewers that did do videos have all kind of just disappeared. not really any of them left doing videos at this point. And I'm one of them. Short Circuited Brewers, Brian, he fell off the face of the earth. Beer and Barbecue by Larry, he fell off the face of the earth for health reasons and whatnot, and he was getting all that sorted. Now he's talking about coming back. And then Under the Table Brewing, that guy, he's doing all kinds of beer brewing videos and tasting videos, and he's kind of stopped. Everybody's just kind of stopped. But I think it's has a lot to do with just they put a lot of effort and time into things, and then just really not much viewership and that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's understandable. I mean, even I was like, it gets kind of addicting because you're like, oh, cool, more subscribers, more views, more conversation, and then that all kind of starts to go back, and then you put a video out there and you lose like 6 subscribers. It's and if you don't put any videos out, you gain them. It's weird. It's just weird, man. Yeah, a lot of people have moved on. I think it was just kind of a trend. I think it was just kind of a trend for many, and not really. Some of us, it was more than just a trend. Like I enjoy doing it. Um, Unless I run into serious health issues, then I would probably stop doing it then. Um, but I really just kind of focused on me this year, more than, although I do like editing videos and doing them and that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping to pick back up on this and do it and like cooking, more cooking as well. Like I haven't done much in the cooking space at all. Um, but I feel like I want to do some cooking videos too. I do a lot of beer stuff, but um, or I should say, let me step back. I don't do a ton of beer stuff. It's just when I do it, it's what I put out there. And then, and I guess that's actually fair to say that I have been doing more beer stuff than cooking stuff lately. So, maybe I can swing the pendulum the other direction and do some more cooking stuff for a little bit. I have stuff to cook on. I have a griddle, a badass griddle that I bought that I demoed early on with it. I have no idea what that thing looks like because it's been covered. I hope it's not rusted. I did put a lot of oil on it before I covered it. I have my Kamado grill that I was talking about doing videos with, and I didn't do any. Um, but a tree fell on it, kind of. We had that hurricane come through, and we had Hurricane Beryl come through. It was just a Category 1 hurricane. Anyways, my neighbor's tree dropped a big limb off it, and that limb fell over onto my backyard area, and the limb laid on top of one of my grills, and it was my S&S Kamado grill, and so I need to get a new top for it. It's functional, but it got bent and stuff. So S&S grills, I sent them messages and stuff. They haven't replied to me. Really not feeling too good about those guys right now as far as customer support goes. Although I do love the Kamado, I think their customer support is a little lackluster. So, anyways, and I was willing to pay for the part. It wasn't like I was asking for free stuff. Say, man, I need to get a replacement part for my grill. Can I order it? Crickets, 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 crickets. Hmm. It's a pretty good beer. One thing about this beer is I'd probably try doing it with fresher hops. Like the hops I used were sitting in the freezer for quite some time, and so I don't feel like some of the profiles probably coming through like it should. It looks nice. It tastes pretty all right. Tastes pretty good. Yeah. Anyhow, see what we're looking like on time. Let's see. How are we doing on time? But yeah, that mold thing, man, sent me through the roof. Couldn't believe it. I was so annoyed. All right, 7 minutes left. 7 minutes. Yeah, my two fermenters ready to go over there by the door, all sanitized. Um, I do need to get some more distilled water for my glycol chiller though. Yeah, my sink's just on the other side of the kettle there when I'm doing stuff. You see I have this extra bottle back here. I'm just gonna put it back in the fridge. It's a 5 pounds. I could probably make like a real basic beer with it, you know. Hey, y'all see that shot of my Crocs? Look at my Crocs. That's how much pride we have out here in this Texas Crocs. Yeah, they're Texas Crocs, man. I bet you don't have no Pennsylvania Crocs, do you, Grog? We are, man. We're proud of our state, man. Hell, I mean, the flags everywhere, and oh, check this out. So, so my mom comes to visit sometimes, and you know, she likes just your general off the shelf beer, right? So every time she comes, she buys this Lone Star beer. She buys the Lone Star beer, and it's just I don't know. Everybody goes ape shit over this stuff, but for me, it's just man, I don't know. It's just like Bud Light to me, Budweiser, whatever it is. It doesn't tickle my fancy, that's for sure. I don't need to do any circulating. What are you talking about? Although I do have I do have the arm. I have the circulating arm here. Clawhammer, Kyle from Clawhammer sent me this. I have two of them. I have one small one and for the 10 gallon and then this 20 gallon one. Works like it's supposed to. I mean, it's basic design. I mean, ain't anything crazy fancy about it, but it works and it works well. If I ever need to do Whirlpool editions, this is my go-to right here. Simple concept, nothing fancy about it. Sanitizing the hose. Nah, man, I do that. I do the hose sanitizing after the boil's done completely. Like I'll circulate that on through the chiller and everything, and that's all done when I'm getting ready to chill it down. I don't run it. It's I don't I don't choose to run the boiling hot like the boiling work through the hoses this early on. Moving that out of the way. But I will be doing the research, and that's a simple setup, you know. I got the chiller over here, simple plate chiller, nothing crazy. Got the little thermometer on it. I'll tell you right now, my groundwater temperature is like 80, like 84. We have shallow groundwater lines here. We don't really have much freeze where I live, but yeah, this works good to help me kind of monitor where we're at on temperature. But yeah, just their little temperature gauge there. I just kind of set it over here. I don't really need this anymore. I don't think. Yeah, I'm not doing anything with that anymore. But I guess I could go ahead and hook up like this guy. This is the water line I use. Let's switch over to is that better? I don't know. Nah, let's just go back to the main. I gotta work on my camera angles. Anyways, so I have an adapter for my sink here. I take this guy off. And just take this little end off, set it aside. And I have an adapter I bought from a big box store, Home Depot. I think it was Home Depot. And just screw it on, screw it where that piece goes. Nice and snug. Take this guy, my hose, and screw it onto that guy. 3/4 inch connector. And then this chiller, when I first got it, I was like, see the way that's designed, or I guess they're all designed this way. I don't know. It's my first plate chiller, really. I've never bothered to buy any others. But it's two female connections on it. Like you can't do it's just two female. So I had to like cut a hose and put like proper connections on there so I could quick connect to so I put these quick connects guys on there so I could just simply, quick connect to the chiller, which works really well. But yeah, I just take that and water in. I just hook this there. Hold on a second. What in the world? Move this. I usually have this turned so I can read it. Water in like that. Then my other hose is just a regular garden hose that I cut off. I cut one end off and I just put it down in the sink. The other end has this quick connect that I put on it. I'm not sure why I took it off. I'm sure there was a reason, but I don't remember why. So, anyways, that goes down in the sink too. And I just plug it into the water out. And it's usually really, really hot water coming out of there. But like I said, my sink drains outside. It's not hooked to the public sewer. I don't put anything down my sink that's not organic. So when that water's running down there, it waters all the trees that are just outside my shed because I have several trees behind my shed for like concealing purposes. Uh, I have to go down that rabbit trail, but the township I live in, they require you to screen like sheds and stuff. So I have like natural screening out there. Oh, there's our timer. Let's do the last top edition real quick. And let me switch the camera real quick. Let's do the last top edition and our spices. So we're gonna do 2 more ounces of Hallertau, middle fruit. You don't have to smell them again. You already smelled them once. So. But you got to do it at the beginning. You have to do it at the beginning. You got to smell your hops. That's the golden rule, man. Hops are in. Let's go ahead and put our pie spices in. I'm going to do 2. This should be teaspoons. We're going to do 2.8 teaspoons. But I'm actually just going to do 3. It's not that big of a difference. So let's go. It's about to smell amazing in here after I do this. Smell the smell incredible. Let me do this. All right, that's one. Throw it in there. This whole shed's about to smell like a pie, man. I'm not kidding. It's about 2 right there. Let's do one more. All right. All right, got our pie spice in there, and the shed already smells incredible. It smells like a pumpkin pie. Delectable. Um, yeah, it smells really good in here. It smells really good in here. Let me set my timer for about 13 minutes. All right, timer set. It smells so good in here, man. This is the best part. The best part of making this beer. You can't remember what. Dude, we need a night where we hop on video and just get hammered. Ha ha. Yeah, we could probably try and do that one of these weekend nights. Um, shouldn't you get okay, you already asked that. Man, I'm like missing parts of your conversation. Hoses for pre-chill. You're not counterflowing. I'm not counterflowing. I'm plate chilling. Um, I do that 15 minutes at the end. I tell you about those quick clips on that? Can't remember. No, you didn't tell me about any of that stuff, but no, you didn't tell me about any of that stuff, but yeah, I've always, let it boil away, do its thing, and then I will run it through for like a minute just to sanitize. I mean, it ain't gonna take long to sanitize your equipment, man. Once that thing is, once it's done, you just run it through for like a minute. That wort is so hot, it's gonna kill everything quick, like quick, quick. Think about what it does to your hand. Imagine what it's doing to bacteria and stuff. So, I can though. You do bring up a good point. I can go ahead and start connecting all this stuff back. So I'm just gonna connect this guy here, connect this guy here, um, connect this guy to the out ports here, and then this is going to go into my works in like that. This is the conundrum of hoses. Anyways, how did I do this before? Actually, I think I rested on the handle like this just to keep this straight up and down because it will try to kink on me. Then I take this hose to the wort out, and I usually just have it restart right into the kettle. So I can have all that set up. That's a fair point. So that's all set up now. We almost done, man. We almost done. We at the finish line almost. Oh yeah, yeah. Work chiller regulators. See if I can get this. Let's see if I got any leaks on my stuff here. Oh, a little bit. Oh, okay, that stopped. All right, that's all working good. No leaks. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I'm gonna have one of these shitty beers. I say they're shitty. I don't know. Some people probably love them. I'm probably like going to get like kicked out of Texas for doing that, saying that. But I'm going to have a Lone Star beer because my mom left some here, and let's see what I think of it. I don't think I've ever actually drank one of these. I've never had one of these. This is my first time having a Lone Star beer. Wow, I have never had one of these. I'm just thinking about it. See what it's like. Hmm. Man, it's actually not too bad. It's actually better than a Budweiser. It's actually better than a Budweiser. Slap me around, call me Susan. It's actually pretty decent. It's actually not too bad. I wouldn't go out of my way to brew one because, I don't know. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's missing something. It's kind of sweet. It's kind of it tastes a lot of that corn essence in it, You know what I'm talking about? Like when it kind of like cream ales kind of have a little bit of that character, but it tastes kind of like that sweet corn flavor in it a little bit. But it's actually a lot fuller than what I'm used to drinking on these kind of beers. There it is, folks. If you haven't, go and get yourself a Lone Star beer today. Just kidding. Well, no, it's not bad. It's really not. It's not something I would go and spend money on, though. Hey, Susan, what's your favorite lager? My favorite lager? Susan says, it's Lone Star beer. I have a few of them in here. Let me see how many I have down here. Because I have this badass little retro fridge I bought. gallons or whatever. Bought it on Amazon a while back. You know, and it had like mixed reviews on it, but I took the gamble because I really dig the look of it. And it looks kind of like one of those well, hell, I could probably just show you the damn thing. It looks like that. That you can't see it because I need to change the camera. Let's try this again. Are you ready? It looks like that. It's kind of that retro look to it. Love. I had it. I featured. It was a featured in one of my Halloween videos a while back in the day. But I love it, man. I've had it for shoot, probably like 3 years, and it just works great. No issues with it. Um, maybe one of the few. I probably like jinxed myself there too, but it works really well, man. Keeps everything cold. Freezer works great. Keep all my hops in the freezer so they stay fresh longer. Works really good. Lone Star. Lone Star. Yeah, I love that movie, man. You can't do those movies today, though. You, too many people get mad at that stuff. We've officially become the generation of those old men that are on the lawn, like, like we're just old fogies now because we can't get with the times, or we can't understand today's times. I don't know. Anyways, today's a weird. It is. We live in a weird time right now. Well, old people never understand our times. Old people, we are the old people. What are you talking about? If you're over 40 years old, you're old, man. If you are over 40, you're an old man. I'm an old man. I ain't afraid to admit it. But hey, I'm living the good life. That's right. Mm. We don't understand their time right now. I really don't. I'll come straight out and say that. I don't understand some of the crazy stuff I'm seeing. But I also can't relate to my grandparents' time, although it seems like we get softer and softer over generations. Like we didn't kind of go through like what our grandparents went through as far as like military drafts and all that kind of stuff, and the depression and not having any money and like really not having any money and wondering if you're gonna eat tomorrow. Yeah, we don't know what that's like. Nope. We'll probably never know what that's like. But yeah, man, they like we're going through some times, but they went through some hardship, you know, like the whole entire country did. Crazy. Lingo is ever evolved. I call it. We're just making up words. Lingo. Webster Dictionary can't even keep up, man. They just make up words. All right, that's a new word. We're gonna use it. And all the old people or older people, I should say. Hey, man, I I feel like I'm old. I don't feel old, but like consider my age group older. Like I got gray hair starting to pop up. I mean, it's kicking in, man. Look at this. Look at all that white coming in right there. All that white shit. Yep. I'm getting up there, dude. All right. I was just looking back at that. If I keep looking back over, it's because I'm looking at the tablet. So see if there's anything going on. We almost done here. Matter of fact, I need to get my '05 yeast out real quick. I bought like a whole bunch of these. Man, look at this. Flock tablet. How much time I got left? I usually don't throw a word block in. It's too late. I was gonna throw this word block in, but I'll save it for another day. I don't use them that often, but I got like a whole pack of these US 05 yeasts here. So, just gonna crack out one of these guys and split it between the two batches. There's plenty of cells in here to cover a 10-gallon batch. No need to do starters or anything that would with dry yeast. So we are going to restart this wort real quick. Timer's about to go off. I'm gonna go ahead and kill it because we're like seconds away. So I'm gonna go ahead and kill the boil. We're at the final leg of this thing. Go ahead and kill the heat. I'm gonna open this guy up. Let that kind of come on down and into the chiller. And I'm gonna take this guy, hold it over the kettle while I actually, you know what? Let's switch. We'll go ahead and kick the pump on here. Get it going through the chiller. There you go. Look at that color. Oh, what's going on? Oh, got it all kinked. That's what happened. You get some of those little metal spring things for this. Check it out, man. It looks really good. Nice color. That's about what it always looks like every time I make it. It's pretty damn delicious too. So I'll let this run for about a minute. Kill everything in the chiller and stuff. Have a swig of this corny beer while I'm doing this. That's what corn should do, right? At their concerts, throw out corny beer. Are you ready for some corny? Oh, throw it out into the crowd. You were pissing that color a year ago and went to the doctor. Yeah, I would definitely go to the doctor if I saw that. Oh, what's up, Limited? You're back, man. Yeah, man, we at the end of this. Yeah, the kids. Yeah, no kidding, dude. Bitch, I can't relate. I can't relate to nothing these days. Uh-oh, somebody left a message. YouTube didn't like your comment, dude. I can put you in timeout. That's funny. Wow, YouTube. One of your comments came over as inappropriate and it wanted me to like the one about you pissing a different color or something. Anyways, yeah, YouTube was like, "Hey, we can kick this guy out if you want us to. Tell him to go hit the road, go pound sand." I was like, "Nah, we're good." That's funny, man. I've never seen that before. Now you're trying to figure out what the hell I'm talking about. All right, this thing's been sanitizing for enough time. I'm gonna kick on the cold water. Time to start dialing the speed or the flow down here. Get some, add a little bit of some timely contacts of that work with the water here. Yeah, that's some hot, hot water. Oh yeah, coming out of the plate chiller. It's not, actually, it's not terribly, terribly hot, but it's hot. I'm monitoring the gauge here on the front of this kettle to kind of see where we're at. Let me see what y'all are saying here. When you created the stream, did you click the kids friendly? No, I didn't click the kids friendly. None of my stuff's kids friendly. I might have. I don't know. I'm gonna put this up for later for people to watch though. Who'd you meet in March, man? Tell me. All right, right now the work coming out is like 90 degrees. Kind of slow to flow down even more, I guess. Ooh, that's hot. Man, let's see what we're looking like now. All right, it's starting to drop. I'm still sitting at about 90-ish degrees right now. One thing I will say, um, oh no, okay, now we're getting down in the 80s now. I probably won't get, well, like I said, my groundwater is like 84 degrees or so. So what I'll have to do is the catalyst chiller will get it down, or catalyst, I keep calling it that. The stasis glycol chiller that I have under the table here, it'll connect, you can connect two fermenters to it. Um, and set them at different temps and stuff. But it'll get that temperature down within like minutes. Like if I have like 84 degrees in the fermenter, it'll be down to by the time the yeast actually truly kicks in, the work temp will be at like 70 or 68. I usually keep it at 68. That I usually ferment at 68 for my ales. John Cleese. Yeah, the more restriction the temp drops, yeah, I've got this thing taking a piss right now. That's okay because we're about to what do we end up with final volume in this kettle? Man, according to the kettle, I am going to be topping this up. I'm gonna be topping it up a little bit. I'll probably fill each fermenter up to about 4.5, and yeah, I'll fill each one up to 4.5 gallons, I think, and then I'll top both of them up, and then we'll take a final gravity reading on both of them. But yeah, no, it's going all right. The hose is actually not too bad to touch now. But yeah, I'm sitting at 84 degrees or so on the chiller. That's about as good as it's going to get. So I'm going to kill the pump for a minute, get this thing situated to where I can just start filling up the fermenter. Stay. I feel like if I talk to it nicely, it'll like do what I ask. All right. Don't fall out, hose. All right. I need to dump some of this sanitizer though. There's too much in here. Just turn this guy upside down for a minute. Too much sanitizer in my fermenter. All right, there she be. All right, fermenter one. Have to fill it up. Let's go ahead and do it. Hope you enjoy your new home, Works, because I am about ready to call it a day. All right, turn the pump back on. Let's get her filled up. I am old school, man, when it comes to brewing, by the way. If you're watching this channel, oh man, I'm using just SO5. Just your typical generic SO5, I ain't looking for anything special out of the yeast other than just to get the beer fermented. Um, I'm just looking for a clean fermentation, so SO5 will work fine. If I originally wanted to do like wow, that looks beautiful. I originally wanted to do a coffee pumpkin this year. And you know what? I might say screw it and do another pumpkin beer and do a coffee this year, just for fun. I wanted to do kind of like a coffee pumpkin porter kind of thing. And like I said, I haven't put a lot of effort into my channel this year. So of course that kind of went by the wayside, and then I kind of took the safe route and did the beer that I know that turns out well and that I love and uh, can roll in the fall with. But SO5. But if I was doing like a pumpkin porter or something, I'd probably go with a SO4, add a little body, a little more maltiness character to the beer. But for what I'm doing with this one, SO5. Old Faithful, that's right, man. Sounds like my grandfather taking a leak. Oh, Goonies. Man, they're making a sequel to that. They are making a sequel to it, and they better not wreck that movie, man. There's too much on the line. No, seriously, they better not wreck that movie. That's a good movie. That's like one of my. I have a shirt for crying out loud. That y'all seen in my videos of my salute to the Goonies. They aren't in the original stories anymore. You're right, man. They take like all the movies, the cartoons and stuff like Disney. Disney is so guilty of this. They take all these old movies and they like make live action versions of them. And I'm so sick of like Marvel Capcom movies. Like if they make one more Marvel Capcom movie, I'm gonna like fall over and die. I am so over the Marvel Capcom stuff. Let's sanitize this cup. Sanitizing this cup so I can put my yeast in it. Man, this is spritzing too hard. Need like a, there we go. I need like that cloud spritz is what I need. All right. Of course, I always like put the pack in my hand and just sanitize both sides. I'm sanitizing my hand in the process, although I still try to avoid touching anything with my hands, finished product wise. But what I'm saying is I'm old school. I totally went on a tangent there, but I say I'm old school. It's like I'm old school brewer, man. Full open fermenter, just put the word in there. I ain't trying to pressure pump shit from one place to the other. I'm just putting it in there, aerating it. It needs as much oxygen as it needs right now, anyways. Once that yeast kicks off, it's going to kind of crowd out all the other stuff, and all that alcohol kicks in, and then any chance of bacteria really is not a thing. It's not a thing. I see all these dudes, and hey, man, if that's your thing, do it. But like, I see all these dudes like pressure fermenting, and because they don't want to ferment at lower temperatures for lagers and stuff. But like, I see them doing like pressure transfers, like not letting any outside air in because they're worried that much. This is home brewing, man. Like, it's not that serious. Like, the chances of you destroying your beer. I mean, like I said, my shed was like covered in mold at one point, and I still am doing it this way, and this works for me. I don't think you need to do all this crazy like using CO2 to move the beer from one vessel to the other. Just move it, and then put the lid on it as soon as possible. Like there's enough CO2 in the beer to push all the oxygen and stuff out. You don't have to really worry about that unless you're just being a jackass and you like leave it open for way more than you need to. But full open fermenter. Now I'm probably gonna eat crow if this thing does become um full of bacteria. I've never had a problem with it. And so this is how I do it. This is how I do it. I do what works for me. Right. Yes. Yeah, okay, that's another point. Like if it works for you, that's fine. Like some people like, you use the pressure from the CO2 to push everything out of one vessel into another or there's really I don't know, I just kind of go with what works, but the whole hobby has changed so much. Um some for the better, some for I don't know if it's the better or not, but like I don't know if it's to sell more equipment or what, but I've been doing like I'm literally like I'll show you. I'm saying like a lot like a valley girl, but that's what I'm doing right now, man. I have it open. I'm literally just putting the beer in there. I'm looking at the markings, and when I hit the right volume that I think I need to hit, I turn the pump off, put the lid on, throw the yeast in, and then I'll top it off if it needs to be topped off. But yeah, it works good, man. I have no problems. so far. And I have gone down the whole research hole trying to figure out if if it's something I should be doing or, because I've seen a lot of brew tubers do it and even Clawhammer Supply. I love those dudes. They do the same thing. I don't know, but I go with what works for you. Um, all right, I'm taking the tablet over here. I'm tired of going over there. It's like 2 feet. The ban hammer is coming. Nah, I ain't banning nobody. I'm not an asshole. Um, unless you just legitimately have unless you're just legitimately not really into what I'm doing and you're just there to be a jerk. Okay. John, okay. It's a rumor. A rumor. No original story. Oh, they're not coming out with a sequel to Goonies? It's a rumor? I was kind of on the fence on whether I would see it or not. Just like Beetlejuice, the new Beetlejuice movie. Um, I want to see that, but we'll probably just wait for it to come to streaming or whatever. Pressure for me. Pressure fermenting is a silly procedure. It's silly, yes, but not necessarily. Like I understand why people do it. Um, if you want to ferment a lager at like 70 degrees, then it makes sense to do it because something about that CO2 pressure, like I think it's like 9 psi or something, keeping that on the beer reduces the amount of stress that the yeast go through at higher temps when you're fermenting. So there is like a scientific method to that madness. Um, I'm spoiled. I have a glycol chiller. I bought it on Kickstarter, a while back, and I got it for like a fraction of what glycol chillers cost now. I think I paid like $600 for it, and it does two fermenters. Um, but you usually when you pay for a glycol chiller, it's like 1,300 plus dollars, typically $1,000, over $1,000. Um, and I just don't know, man. When it comes to that, I would just rather go back to you know, I mean, I'm not a poor guy. I mean, I make a decent living and stuff, like job wise, but even I can't. I mean, it's just kind of weird for a hobby to dump like thousands of dollars into that. And even my clawhammer supply system was not the price that they are now. Like when inflation hit, everything went crazy. And my clawhammer system was, they're selling them for about $400 more now than what I paid for mine back in the day. High pressure ferment, so I don't have to deal with spigots, auto siphons. I don't really care about the pressure. I just find it easier most of the time. The one thing I adopted that I love is the floating dip tube. Yep, I have floating dip tubes on all my kegs. Um, I had like a little mishap at first when I first put them in, but it's because I didn't cut the tube right. So they were like, the tube was like not floating right. So I would have probably like a gallon of beer still in a keg and it was like sputtering like it was empty, but it wasn't. Yeah, a side benefit, carbs your beer faster. Absolutely. Man. Well, I'm kind of happy there's no Goonies sequel. I love watching the original Goonies over and over again. Um, it's a great movie. All right, I'm adjusting the flow a little bit better. I'm just monitoring the temperature on my gauge here as I increase this temperature, or not the temperature. As I increase the flow, I'm just kind of monitoring my gauge. It did spike a little. Man, I tell you what, dude, my groundwater temperature is, I definitely live in Texas. Groundwater temperature is pretty warm right now. And when you take a shower, like you take a shower in the cold water, like, in the wintertime, it's like, oh, with it, like in the summertime, cold water is kind of warm. Yes, you did tell me about the floating dip tubes. Appreciate it. Then the Clawhammer guys started talking about the floating dip tubes also. And then a few other people started talking about the floating dip tubes. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll check these out. And then I found some on Amazon for not too terribly expensive. And I did keep all my keg, like from all my kegs. I did keep all the regular dip tubes in case if I ever sell the kegs, and I would leave that for the option for the person that buys them. Like, hey, if you want to use the standard dip tubes, I still have them. Here they are, but they already are equipped with floating dip tubes. But yeah, man, we on the final lap, getting one fermenter filled up, and the kettle is showing that we're down to 6 gallons right now. So, which seems a little. Where is my marking? Where are my markings on this thing? Have I forgotten where? Oh, there they are. Which, yeah, I'm not even at the 4 gallon mark in my fermenter. So I might, well, I'll just play it by ear. One of these might have, well, I might end up in the same situation where like one of these has a higher ABV than the other one. Um, this is where it would be nice to have, of course, it's not worth it, because of the fact that I only do this like once a year. It would be nice to have like a 14 gallon fermenter or something, you know. But like I said, it's not worth it because I don't do this often enough. I don't brew 10 gallon batches of beer hardly ever. Yeah, I'll see how this thing looks once it gets down to like this 5 gallon mark. Corn beer. Have all my other have all my other taps off because that's last year's. I mean, look, I have not brewed much beers since last year. Like that's from last year. That was 9.1. Uh, it looks like I wiped out the other one, but the higher ABV one was 9.1. Um, and then of course, I had this one that I did a video on and posted, you know, and then I had I don't remember when I brewed this one, but yeah, I have that one as well. So I just gotta wipe them off and put. So I'm gonna have two pumpkin ale taps, at first, and then I'll probably start thinking about winter beer. Like I'll probably do a stout or something just to get a stout beer in the channel. I will say my internet has been fantastic this stream. Last time I kept getting all kinds of weird messages and stuff saying that my stream quality went down, and but I did switch out to these new Google Mesh 6E Wi-Fi mesh points and stuff throughout my house. And I have one here in the shed that's bouncing off of one right by the back door of my house. And it seems to be doing its job. This is the part that sucks. Waiting for your fermenter to fill. Where are we at? We are down almost to the 5 gallon mark. And then here we are at the 4 gallon mark. So that's lining up correctly. I'm gonna take this out. Hot spider. We'll dump these hops down the sink. Man, that's a big hot cake in there. I mean, it's like the hot cake is all the way up to about here. There's about 4 ounces of hops in there, so they really did expand quite a bit. I have not had good luck with Wi-Fi mesh setups, but I love my Uni-Fi setup now. Yep, I have, man, when they built my house, because my house was built in 2001. That's not when I bought it. I mean, clearly, I'm not the original owner of my house, but my house has like a Cat 5 central station in one of the guest closets. And it's like all this Cat 5 hub stuff and everything. And I'm thinking, man, I could really use that. I need to upgrade it. It needs to be upgraded to like Cat 6, whatever it is now. All right. I'm gonna dump these hops out. All right. Over to the sink you go. Really, really hot. All right. Usually I'll use the runoff water at this point to kind of break up the hot cake and send it on down the drain. Works pretty good. There they go. Just use the water to rinse off my. I also put the hot spider in the dishwasher too. Just put it in there right next to the basket and let it do its thing. I do not dick around with trying to clean that thing anymore manually because I don't get it near as clean as, or at least to a level of satisfaction for me that, yeah, I don't even bother putting it in the cleaning process when I'm washing everything after I'm done here. I'll just take this hop spider, set it next to the grain basket, dump the grain basket and it into the dishwasher, and just let the dishwasher take care of business. All right, there's that. All right, down there you go for tomorrow. Where are we at now? All right, we're just under the 4.5. We're gonna stop here. All right, I'm gonna put the lid on this guy and just to keep any strange things from getting in there. We're gonna start filling up the other fermenter. I want to try to keep these two balanced as much as possible on the ABV fronts. Because I know that, like I said, I know one's going to be more alcoholic than the other. So I'm just going to set this one over here and fill up this other one. Let's see. Make sure my valve's closed so I don't feel like getting work all over the floor. All right. Go ahead and dump this excess sanitizer out. Nice. Now I'm not really worried about monitoring the AB or the wort level on this one. I'm just going to pump the rest of it into it. Put the hose in like that. Turn the pump back on and get the rest of it in there. This is kind of the part I hate though, because like I have to take the kettle and start kind of doing the whole tilt it and everything to get every last drop kind of thing. And then I have like some left over in the hoses, and that goes in the fermenter as well, but it'll be a lot hotter. So I'll put it in there. What I generally will do is I'll get every last bit of the wort that I can in there, and then I will put it on the chiller, let the temperature get down enough, and then I'll throw the yeast in there. So I won't have that for this part of the stream. I'll just get the yeast in there afterwards, which is usually like 10 minutes after it's been hooked up to the glycol chiller. I can do that, but sound good. But I do, before I pitch the yeast, I do want to um, at least take some ABV readings. And it's not going to be a pain in the rear because I have, where did I put that thing? Is it not out here? Hmm. I'll be right back. I think it's in the house. All right. Now, when I say that I don't believe in spending money on certain things, there are some things that I do believe in spending. I do believe spending money on, and that is this guy right here. That thing right there, man. Game changer. It tells me the temperature of the wort, tells me the ABV, or not the ABV, but the gravity. And when it's done fermenting, it'll tell me the attenuation, all that good stuff, man. This is worth its weight in gold if you're like a serious home brewer. And yeah, I have hydrometers, I have refractometers, I have all that stuff as well. But this thing right here, fan, man, I can't even say enough good things about it. It's worth every penny. And yeah, I'll take it out here. It's tiny. It's tiny, tiny, tiny. Got a big old box. But yeah, I mean, look at the size of my hand. That's all it is. It's just a little it just shoots like it's kind of like a refractometer. It shoots light through it and everything, and it takes digital readings on your work. And yeah, I this is the only thing I use these days. Um, Sometimes I'll use the refractometer just for a pre-boil, which I didn't do today, which is I don't really care because it's extract beer anyways. Uh, Watching you guys talk about internet, Unify. Yeah, I'm Google. I have a Google Mesh on my house. I'm not an IT guy by any means. I mean, I'll dabble in stuff, but definitely not an IT guy. All right, let's see where we're at on volume in here. Yeah, a couple gallons in there. I still have a good bit in this kettle. See if I can. Yeah, I will not keep the live stream going for the cleanup. No point in doing that. At that point, I'll just be ready to get everything cleaned up and get the hell out of here. Your Dream Machine Pro. Man, Limited, what part of the country are you? I know where Grog is. Let me. New Mexico. Oh, yeah, man. Very arid area. I used to live out in West Texas, Midland to Odessa area for my job for a little bit, and very different type of weather environment, and not a lot of green, lot of rocks and dirt and dust, and very arid type world. I liked it. The weather was chilly there. It was a lot chillier than Houston, man. Houston's just humid and kind of sucks. I have not seen the homebrew meme for New Mexico. I can post the link for that refractometer. Give me just a second. Oh, Jesus. Dropping stuff. Man, it takes all the guesswork out, man. It does all the math for you and everything. It's crazy. You literally, you literally just put your I mean, you put like, I mean, like a very small sample. You're not even collecting like, in like a hydrometer, you're collecting, decent amounts. Um, this you just siphon up a little bit. I don't know. I usually siphon up about, 8 milliliters and run it through the reader here. They have a newer one now. Um, let me see if I can. Let me find it real quick. And share the link with you. Typing it on my tablet here. Um, you can find it on Amazon too. Here you go. Let me grab the Amazon link. I don't know how much they are now, but they're not. Man, they've gone up a bit in price. Of course, everything has, but I mean, you might be able to find them used as well. Just somebody who got out of the hobby. Uh, where is the share thing? Yeah, it's badass. I love it. Where is it on here, man? I'm not used to iPad. Let me make sure I ain't running dry here on the pump. Getting close. That's interesting. I do not see. Where is it, man? Usually there's like a little share button, you just click on it and then grab the link. There is not a share button on here. Oh, you know why? I know why. Because I'm outside the app. Doing good, doing good. All right, here we go. Let's see if it does the same BS. Grog, do me a favor, man. Share a link to that Easy Dens. I am not iPad's stupid, man. I'm not a big fan of iPads. Um, it's just convenient to sit on the couch and look with sometimes. But anyhow, I'll try and share it like in the comments later on the video. Worst case. Yeah, well, it's like you don't want to drop anything, right? You don't want to drop your refractometers. You don't want to drop your. And you got to be conscious of like you know how you handle stuff. No, it's not hard to clean. Usually what I do is man, my heating it, man, my element didn't even look that dirty because I guess because I did an extract brew. Actually pretty clean. Ah, I found my I was right, man. I found my J hook. It's in the kettle. It got boiled. Oh well. It's sticky and well sanitized. Anyways, um yeah, no, I what I do is I'll run the work through it, take the reading, and then I'll flush it through with some clean water. They say to use distilled water. I've just been using regular water. I know. I probably should use distilled through it when I'm done. And then after that, I just take empty air and I just kind of push air through the to just kind of blow it out. And then you just kind of I just usually just let it sit in the room and dry. And it's good for another run. Worth, like I said, worth its weight in gold. If you go to Amazon.com and just type, easy dens, eat this right here. Um, just go to Amazon.com or go to the internet and just, Google that right there. Easy Dens by Anton Par. Um, it'll be one of the first things you find. It like I said, you can probably shop it around and find it. Maybe not Amazon's not the best place to find it. I don't know. As far as cost goes, I think I paid like 300 for it a long time ago, but they got a newer version of it out. So you might check that out as well. That isn't it instead of like you pushing it through, I think you just drop your sample into like the middle of this thing and it reads. I'm not buying a second one just because it's different. The some does the job and it works with an app on your phone. So which I'll show y'all here shortly how it works. I'll demonstrate it, here if you get the patience um, for this beer to go into the fermenter. Because I do need to take a reading. Matter of fact, I can speed this up a little bit. Let's see what my temperature is at when I do that. It's not jumped up. It's only jumped up about a degree. Yeah, I'll slow her down just a little bit. Yeah, my groundwater temperature sucks today. It's up there. Yeah, work's filling up nice in here. So like I said, I'll demonstrate it as soon as I have a sample. Because I need to take the readings of each fermenter, and yeah, I'll show you how that works. It's pretty sweet. and then you can like you assign batches and stuff in your phone. So I'll pull up the app right now and kind of show you. They have a beer app, a wine app, and then they have a proof app. They have three different apps depending on what you're trying to do. So you can do like alcohol proofing with it. You can do wine, like do your wine testing, all that good stuff. But they have different apps that are kind of under the same umbrella. Where did I put? Oh, and I only have the beer one on my phone because that's all I've been doing with it is beer, pretty much. But it's called Brewmeister. The app is, and anyways, it looks kind of like that, you know. And what you can do is you can go to there's like a it's like a batches button here, and then it has all my old batches in there, you know. But it has all that stuff in there. So like readings for the old batches was it has like charts and stuff. I mean, readings was 1074. That was a high one. That has like all that in there, you know. It gives you your ABV. It'll even calculate the ABV, all that stuff for you. Very, very cool. Let me see. Oh, here's the one. Oh yeah, here's the one I did last. This is the last beer I did. It was like has the initial gravity, final gravity, and then it has your ABV calc right there off to the side, 5.2. Um, because I got a couple. I had like one false reading, so I did it again and gave me the right readings. Yep. So definitely awesome, man. It's kind of pricey, but it's awesome. No problem, man. Oh, gurgling. Time to do the tilts. Let me open this up to. Come on. I hope I didn't lose my oh there it goes. It's starting. So I was hoping I didn't lose my prime for a second there on the pump. Yeah, I need like some kind of device that just tilts my kettle towards the end. Other than that, it works pretty good. But man, I try to get every last drop. I don't I mean what I leave behind in my kettle is like a little bit. I do it till the pump just starts struggling and I just stop. It ain't worth destroying my pump. Although I mean, not that there's anything wrong with this pump. I had entertained getting like a chugger or something. Oh yeah, it's almost done. Like, I haven't like hardly. Yeah, let's open her up. Just yeah, ain't nothing left in this kettle hardly. All right, gonna kill the pump. Now this part, man, because like I got everything I could out of it, but I still got a lot of wort in the hoses, and I'm not gonna lose. Oh, actually, it looks like a lot of it's starting to kind of flow naturally through gravity here. But what I'm gonna do is figure out whether I want to disconnect stuff yet. Anyways, I'm gonna kill this. I'm gonna take this guy off here. As soon as I guess I can kill the water now since I'm done with that. So I'm gonna take this off. And I'm gonna bring it to the ground, let all that work kind of backflow into my little collection cup down here. All right, that's all good there. All right, so that hose is clear. Murky, murky, man, because it's like the bottom of the kettle. I'm gonna just pick this hose up here and let it go down into the fermenter. So all my hoses are cleared just by gravity and all that good stuff. So that's that. I'm done with all that bullshit right now. So let's see what I got in here. What did I end up with on final fulfill? See, man, this actually worked out pretty well because I'm at 4 on this. I'm at 4 on this one fermenter, and I'm at 4 on this other one. So the ABVs should be very close. Let's see. Yep. So I'm gonna top these two guys up to their proper to the 5 gallon, 5.5. I usually do 5.5 because I know I'm gonna lose about half a gallon through this whole process. So going to leave that there. And okay, there's my 5 gallon marker. I'm just making a mental note about it. So I need to unhook my chiller now because I'm done chilling anything. Reconnect my water back. And I'm going to run the water for a second just to. All right, cool. So now, gonna bring the fermenter over. All right, there she goes. Yeah, let this lid out of the way. I'm gonna have to re-sanitize it, of course, after this. Move that out of the way. I'm gonna top this up to about 5.5. A lot of foam though from the aeration, which we want really. So we're at 5.5 on this one. Let me get this thing sanitized real quick. I soak this stuff down liberally with Star Sand, man. So I feel good about it. All right, and that's pretty good. Go and put this guy back. Sanitize this down again. This is my thermo well, so I just want to make sure it's good and dripping with Star Sand. All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing sitting in here where it's not reading my coil temp, but the actual work temp. So I'm just going to clamp this one for a minute, move it out of the way. All right. And take this one and top it up. Of course, I'm going to have to re-sanitize it. I didn't think about this part when I was doing this. I remember having this issue last time. I actually only had this issue with one kettle because, or one fermenter because I had topped the other one up pretty good. This one's actually a tad bit shorter than the other one. It'll be interesting to see what I get on readings. Uh, Extract brewing, man. It seems like you expose things so much more when you're extract brewing than you do um, the whole grain method. But it works and it's fun. I've never had any problems with it, so but it seems kind of risque in some ways because you just have longer exposure with the top ups and everything. Of course, even with my all grain session last year, I ended up having to top up a fermenter. I usually don't like to do it this way. I like to try to hit my numbers, like calculate wise, like grain absorption, all that kind of stuff. But for this one, I'm not really too worried. I think it's going to be a pretty damn good beer. At least the last one was. But this is an extract, so it'll be interesting to see how the body of the beer is, since it's extract. So both fermenters are topped up. I'm going to move this out of the way. All right, man. See you later, Limited. All right, man. I'll see you later, Grog. I know it's late. Sorry, y'all. Thanks, Greg. All right. Let's go ahead and oops, I have this wort here too. I need to pour in. So I'm just gonna pour this in. All right. So I'm gonna set both fermenters up here so I can take readings. Fermenter one and fermenter two. All right, got both fermenters up here. Um, got my little guy here, and I'm gonna sanitize the spigots. Actually, yeah, I better do that. Sanitize both of them. So I'm gonna take a reading from each one. Steal this glass. I have to sanitize that, of course. All right, let's take this one first. Don't need much, just a little bit. Just that little bit isn't all we need. I'm gonna take this guy. Still a sample. About yay much is all I need. Just that much. That's all you need. I'm gonna dump out this glass because I'm gonna repurpose the glass for catching the runoff in the spillover tube here. So this thing has like a spillover tube. You plug it in and you put the other end into a glass or something. Just power the guy on. All right, we take this, put it in the top. And before I do anything else, I need to kick the app off here. All right, say batches, new batch on my phone here. We'll call it Pumpkin Ale 2020, Pumpkin Ale 1, since I'm going to be measuring two different ones. 1, 2024, say create. All right. So here's the cool part. Go back to measure on here. I'm going to pump it. I'm just going to push it through till I see it go through like that. So I got plenty in the glass now. Just going to hit start. Start. Let's try again. Start. Oh, there it goes. All right, 1087 on that one. So 1087, and the temperature of the wort right now is 78 degrees. That's not too bad, actually. I thought it was going to be worse. So I can hit save, and I can assign it to Pumpkin Ale 1. Done. Done with Pumpkin Ale 1. Uh, get out of here. So I'm going to go back to my batches. I'm going to create another batch, call it Pumpkin Ale 2020 or 2 2024. Say create. All right, so I've created Pumpkin Ale 2. If I go to Pumpkin Ale 1, it has my reading stored in there when I took a reading. So I'm going to go to Pumpkin Ale 2 now. So I'm going to flush out what's in there with water so I don't get a contaminated mix reading here. I'm just going to push some clean water through. And put it in there and push the water through just to kind of rinse it out. Now I'm going to take this glass, dump it, rinse it. I'm going to take a measurement from fermenter number 2. All right. So I got just about that much, more than I need, but it's there. Take this guy, suck up a good bit there, dump it. Same process, put the tube in, inject the sample in like that. And then I'm going to go to measure. And here, let's go to measurements. And how do I go back? Okay. How do I go back? I'm hitting restart on measurement here. And it's saying my other beer's measurement's 1088. So we're like 0.001 difference between the two. That's a lot closer than the last time I did this. Still pretty high gravity. So now I'm just going to save it. I'm going to go to Pumpkin Ale 2, and it's been saved. So I can go back to my batches. I can see both my batches, Pumpkin Ale 1 and 2 are there. 1088, 1087. I'll take that difference. It's not going to be really much difference on the ABV at all. I mean, 1/1000th or whatever. So that's where we will leave this live stream. I'll check the chat real quick before I just hang up. But I'm gonna get to cleaning some things, pitching some yeast, getting some temperatures down through the glycol chiller. I'm gonna wrap this day up. But let's check out the chat real quick, make sure I didn't leave anybody. All right, man. All right. Likewise. Thanks for all the info. Love the channel. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Limiteds. They are huge beers, man. Uh, I want to say they're bigger than my all green. I don't know calculations wise on that extract to actually, yeah, they're strong beers. They've always been kind of strong, but they don't feel strong like when you're drinking them when they're ready. They're carbonated. They go down smooth, man. Like they're not hot or anything. They don't have a lot of like heat in them on the alcohol front. So, anyways, I appreciate you checking out, man, hanging out in and out of this. I appreciate everybody that did hop in and out of this and talk with me through this process. I do enjoy interacting with everyone. Um, and when the beers are ready, maybe I'll hop on and do a live stream and talk about them a little bit. see how they came out because this is the extract version. I usually do an all grain, but I had some excess extract laying around here in the brewery, so I wanted to use it, get rid of it, um, and start fresh with some new fresh grains and everything. But anyways, I appreciate y'all hanging out, checking out the live stream. These two guys are pretty much ready to be fermented. And like I said, I just got to get some cleanup done in here, and that's going to take me about half an hour. So have a great rest of the weekend. Cheers.